Alright YouTube, so today's just gonna be a quick video where I'll show you two setups, one on THETA BTC and the other one on BTC USD. So stick around if you want to see some details on how I'm trading, and yeah, let's see if we can make some money. Alright, so here's the first thing I want to show you. This is THETA BTC. The idea here is very simple, right? So first of all, I want to show you the daily here. We have this, well, I think it's better to show in the 4 hour. We have this area right here, this general area that we flipped today, right? Or was it yesterday? It was today, actually, this morning. So we flipped this one, right? We basically, what I mean by flipping is it flipped from being a resistance to support, right? And what do you want to do when you have a breakout candle like this one? This is the breakout candle, right? You want to look at the last high pre-breakout. Where's the last high pre-breakout? Well, let's zoom into the 1 hour, and you'll see that this area here is the last high pre-breakout, and the last high pre-breakout is also confluent with this area, the SR level that I showed you a moment ago. And also, guys, I'm celebrating getting 100 not 100,000. I'm celebrating 1k subscribers. God damn, I can't speak. 1k followers on Twitter. So I'm holding a giveaway on Twitter. So if you are interested in that, please go over to my Twitter account, and you will on my profile page you will see my pinned post, and if you like and retweet that post, you will be eligible. Yeah, I think that's the word for the giveaway. All right, so this is the idea on THETA. Unfortunately, I did not have the time to actually take this trade myself. I was having dinner with the family when this retest happened, right? But the general idea here is very simple, right? Like I showed you on the 4 hour, we had that massive breakout candle, and I would argue that, you know, this candle here is the breakout candle in 1 hour, and it's going to be the same here, right? You look for the last high pre-breakout, and the last high pre-breakout is this candle, this dotted line that I had here, and you can see how price came down and perfectly touched that level, this area down here. Well, not perfectly, because the high on this one is 1485 and the low of this one is 1486, so one set away, right? But it's good enough, right? Because if you wanted to take this trade, I would recommend, you know, averaging your buys inside this area by using this high up here to maybe this low down here. So your average entry would be right around the area where, you know, the last high is and where we bounce. So I would probably put the 3 buys here, 33% each. I would be 66% filled on this one. First take profit would be up here. Now the stop loss level on this one isn't exact. I just pulled this up quickly before dinner was ready, so I didn't really have a plan, and you know, I didn't really have a proper plan on this one. But I think this is a better level to put your stop when looking at the 1 hour, right? Let's go to the 4 hour, see if this is good. Yeah, I think it's decent. I mean, on the 4 hour you could put your stop below the thrust candle, this one, the breaker candle, or below the low of the candle before the thrust candle, which is this one, and it's fits pretty nicely on the 4 hour, and it looks pretty good on 1 hour too. And you also have the W pattern here on the 1 hour where you you know, you broke out. And I would say, I mean, if we come down, we might come down and test the breakout area of this W on the 1 hour, because we haven't really done that yet. But we shouldn't be trading, you know, below the breakout candle of that W. So I'm thinking that area is good. because you have this area here, you get the high up here and the lows down here. So you want to put your stop below these lows and below these highs and below this level, the neckline of the W, right? This kind of makes sense. How far down is stop loss? Well, it's 3.25 R, 3.25%, sorry. But the risk to reward ratio on first take profit is 1.75, so that's a very decent R for the first take profit, and the second one is up here all for a good 4.35 R. So I'm really liking this idea. I did not take this trade, which is, you know, that sucks, but that's the life of a trader, right? You get missing opportunities. And what do you do when you miss an opportunity? Well, you look at the reason for missing the opportunity. In my case, it was having dinner with the family. And to be honest, having dinner with the family is way, especially when it's a Saturday, is way more important than taking a trade. So missing out on this one is, for me, 110% okay. I know there's going to be 1,000 more trades that I will be able to take. So what I do on this one is just look back at it and say to myself, dude, you saw a very good setup. You put on a pretty good setup, and it worked out very nicely. Obviously, you haven't touched take profit 1 yet, but it kind of looks like it will, right? So yeah, good setup. I just wanted to show you the details of it, to show you, you know, a little bit of my trading strategy, which, if you know anything about trading, is pretty simple, right? It's pretty basic. Now, the other one I want to show you is BTC USD. Well, fuck me, that did not work out very good. God damn it. All right, so let's see BTC USDT. So I had this idea on BTC USDT. Now it kind of fucked up because so I'm gonna go through the idea. This was the idea, right? We have this range here, right? You get range low, you get range EQ, and get range high, right? And the idea for me was, if we are like, if this second hourly candle would close above the range EQ, I would like to long the range EQ for a move up to range high. I would take profits at you know, the recent local high, this one, and these three areas would be my second, third, and fourth target area. And I layered some bids here, right? Obviously, this idea did not work out very good. So now let's try to analyze what happened here. And obviously what happened here is, I think the best way I would have, you know, usually when trading Bitcoin, I have a better win rate if I look at the high time frames, and the high time frames is 4 hour or higher for me on Bitcoin, right? So if I were instead wait for a 4 hour open and close above range EQ, that would most likely help me with getting, you know, faked out at range EQ. And you also have a area down here where you might want to put your stop loss because it's the last swing low on the 4 hour, right? But that's just a very wide stop. It's still a 2.11 R trade, but it's a very wide stop. But I do think that's a reasonable place to put your stop. And if I were to have my stop down here, I would not get, you know, I wouldn't have gotten stopped out on this move. But I still think, I mean, this was a setup worth trying out, because my, you know, I was risking like a very small amount on this one for a fairly good reward, right? So I still think, I mean, in hindsight, it's always better to do what you're good at, and I'm better at trading BTC on the 4-hour time frame. So that's probably where I should have looked for confirmation. And with confirmation, I mean at least a 4-hour close above range EQ, and the best case a 4-hour open and close above range EQ. Alright guys, so that's I think obviously this BTC USDT setup wasn't very useful, I guess, because it's kind of fucked up this one, but I want to be like, I want to be transparent with my followers, and I want to be like totally transparent with you guys, right? Because I think there's too much bullshit going around on crypto Twitter and on YouTube with all these crypto influencers. They're, selling you bullshit TA and kind of, only showing you the wins and not showing you the, the losses. And losing is a big deal of being a trader. I mean, you have to accept losses and you have to accept the fact that you will lose. And I mean, the way I look at this one, I mean, yeah, I got stopped out here. I lost a very small amount of money. But if, like I said, if this setup repeats itself on the 4-hour, I might just take this exact setup again. So I know that this type of trading and the system and the strategy I use is profitable over a long period of time. That's all it's about, right? Losing a couple of times is all right. There's nothing wrong with losing in trading, because you have to lose to make money. You can't win all the time, right? And you can't be afraid of losing. So when you see a setup, take it. That's all I have to say. When you see a setup, you gotta take it, guys. And you win some, you lose some. That's the game, right? That's the game of trading. Now let's take a quick look again at THETA BTC to see if we have any changes in this one. Look at the 4-hour. I mean, goddamn, it's a beautiful retest on this one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How's it looking on the 1-hour? I'm liking this on a 1-hour, and this hurts. I mean, missing out on trades really hurts, but that's also a psychological factor you have to work on as a trader. And what I try to think about on, when it comes to missing out on trades, what makes it easier for me is just to remember that the idea that you had independently as a trader worked out good. You would have made money on this one if you had the time to enter, if you made a system to catch more trades. So this is positive in my opinion, because I had a system and it worked out well, as you can see. But I mean, so you gotta stay positive, right? You gotta stay positive, and even when you are losing, you're gonna analyze your loss and figure out what happened and try not to do the mistake again, unless it's just a part of your system. Because with time you learn that some things will just go in another direction that you think it will, and that's okay. That's just part of trading. Sometimes your idea won't work out, and when you get an idea that works out, even if you miss it, that's a good thing, because it means that your system is working and you're winning, right? Alright guys, so that's everything for today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and follow me on Twitter, because I post these type of setups on Twitter. And also be sure to check out thebirdnest.com and the Birdnest Twitter too. And as you guys know, I'm a member of the team in the Birdnest, a trading community where we share setups and ideas, and we do daily streams and webinars. And it's I've been a member for I think 5 months now, and it's seriously the most professional group of traders I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And the CryptoBurb is probably the hardest man, the hardest working man in crypto. Alright, so that's a bit, some shilling for you guys, and have a great weekend, have a great Saturday, and thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.